Kamala Harris selected Minnesota Governor Tim Waltz to be her running mate in the 2024 election. And honestly, I think it was the right choice, given the circumstances. As much as I like Josh Shapiro, he's a good governor of Pennsylvania, and obviously I think he'll make a great president one day. But the fact is, as much as I hate to say this, and considering everything that we're going through, that the world is going through right now, especially in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine, I'm not 100% sure that it's not the right time to have someone like him as vice president. And yes, because he's Jewish. I hate saying that. I really hate even thinking about it. I mean, we should be past crap like that, way past crap like that. But unfortunately, here we are. Unfortunately, that's the way politics work. It shouldn't work that way, but it does, and it is. But with everything who Tim Waltz is, doing my research on him, I think he's the perfect person to be Kamala Harris's running mate. Former National Guardsman, a teacher by trade, governor of Minnesota. I mean, this guy, he's the perfect person to be a vice president. Maybe a perfect person to become president. And already the right wing, the Maga, are on the attack with this whole situation. Obviously, they're attacking the Democrats because they didn't pick Josh Shapiro, and insisting that the reason why is because they're anti-Semitic. That Democrats, we are anti-Semitic. That is a lie. It's about politics, not race. And considering everything that's going on in the Middle East, as I said earlier, it may not be the right time to have a Jewish vice president. And again, I hate myself for even thinking that. Because we in America are supposed to be past those distinctions. But then you got people like Tommy Tuberville posting crap like this. Harris, Waltz, a good combo. Tim Waltz sat by while rioters burned down Minneapolis in 2020. Kamala Harris bailed those same rioters out of jail. This is not just the most socialist ticket in U.S. history. It's the most anarchist. Really? You really want to go there with me? Tommy? You really want to push that idea, MAGA? After the crap you and the rest of the MAGA have done to this country over the last 8 years. People like you, Tommy Tuberville. People like the rest of the people in MAGA in Congress and the Senate, following Donald Trump's orders not to do anything about the border, to leave it in chaos, to leave illegal immigrants continuing to walk into our country, the evil Mexican horde that you guys like to pride yourselves of talking about. You really want to go there? You seriously want to go there? But let's give you a little bit of a reality check. Tommy Tuberville and so much of the right wing said that Tim Waltz sat by while rioters burned down Minneapolis in 2020. Let me remind you of what happened in 2020. After the videotape and the body camera of Minneapolis police officers showed that they murdered George Floyd, specifically Derek Chauvin, the country, in fact the world, was angry about it. Now, again, I am not excusing what happened during those riots. I am not supporting what happened during those riots. They were wrong, and those who did what they did should be punished for it. But I understand why it happened. When you have videotape of police officers, sworn police officers, with the knee to the neck of an African American man, regardless if he was ODing on fentanyl or not. That's not the issue here. The issue is, why did he do it? For over 10 minutes, have his knee to his neck. And the issue becomes, why did he do it? Because he wanted to kill him. Not because George Floyd had some sort of threat. If he was truly ODing, as so many of the Maga are trying to make the excuse for, why didn't Derek Chauvin allow ambulances who were there, the EMS workers, to help him, to get him resuscitated, to take him to the hospital? See, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to actually answer that particular question. But here's another question that a lot of people are still angry about, won't answer about. Would you do the same thing if you saw injustice out there? Maybe not to the extent of what happened in Minneapolis, the burnings, the building burnings and everything else. But wouldn't you be as outraged as they were? Maybe not to that extent. Let me remind you that Donald Trump incited a riot on January 6, 2021. Over 100 officers were beaten and assaulted because the loser in the election spread the lie that the election was stolen from him. And no one in the MAGA has disavowed that fact, that the attack happened and police officers were assaulted. And here's the joke to it. As governor of Minnesota, Governor Waltz, he called the National Guard to help quell the riots. Trump, not so much. And we all know that to be a fact. Trump didn't say anything about the murder of George Floyd, nor did he try to quell the riots. He didn't try to calm people down after the tapes were released. He didn't care. So this is one attack, the attack that you may need to walk away from. We all know what the Republican Party is going to do, because they don't have any other avenue to attack Governor Waltz or even Kamala Harris for. But we already know what they're going to attack us on, attack her and Governor Waltz on. Kamala Harris is a woman. She's a woman of color. At some point, the MAGA are going to tear her to shreds on both facts. These people are going to come after her with everything they've got. And what they got is nothing. I mean, the meltdown in the MAGA is so incredibly it's so incredibly loud that Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the U.S., whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen from him by Kamala, I mean, you see he's got a B on it, I have no why, Barack, adding an extra R on it, Hussein Obama in capital letters, crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Adam Schiff, crying Chuck Schumer, and others of the lunatic left crashed the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate. He feels that he made an historic, tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup, to the people in the world he hates most, and he wants it back now. Is he serious? Is he absolutely 100% serious about this? This shows how incredibly damaged Donald Trump and the MAGA really are. But you can't blame them for it. They have no idea how to attack Kamala or Governor Waltz. Beyond the skin color. Beyond on the woman issue. Because sooner or later, they're going to slip. And they're going to slip hard. And frankly, honestly, I feel very sorry for them. Kamala Harris has the perfect chance of being President of the United States. Governor Tim Waltz, her vice president. And all the Maga and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have are nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. If they can't handle debating two people, one of them who happens to be a woman of color, without falling back on the same racism and bigotry that the MAGA is actually built on, how would they react under pressure when American citizens are in danger? We saw how Donald Trump reacted when American lives were in danger. Many of us died because of him. Don't give him another chance to finish the job. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.